In tonight's feature story, we step back in time to post-World War II America, a time when small tractors helped mechanize American agriculture. Recently, the state played host to a group whose members collect and restore one of these tractors in particular, the B.F. Avery, which was later taken over by Minneapolis Moline. Our story takes us to the farm of Bill Williams in the community of Marietta, located between Baldwyn and Belmont in northeast Mississippi.
Well, I just started dragging a few in here and there, and then somebody found out I was pulling in Averys and Molines, and they'd say, "There's one over yonder," and I'd go over there, just word of mouth, and just see them on the side of the road.
Some might call the huge collection of rusting tractors in Bill Williams' pasture in Prentiss County, Mississippi, a bunch of junk. But for collectors of B.F. Avery and Minneapolis Moline tractors, it is pure treasure.
Yeah, I've gotten a number of things out of there for my tractors. Yep.
Al Sewering drove all the way from Wisconsin to Mississippi to be able to browse through what Bill Williams calls his tractor graveyard. Al was joined by about 100 other folks who also drove in for the 2004 winter meeting of B.F. Avery Collectors and Associates at Bill Williams' place in Marietta, Mississippi, in the northeast corner of the state.
Most of them are from Kentucky up through Michigan, Indiana, Ohio. Big area there. This actual collector, there's some here from Georgia, Carolinas.
What brings this group together is the Avery tractor, which was made in Louisville, Kentucky between 1942 and 1951, before being acquired by another manufacturer, Minneapolis Moline.
When I got out of the Army, I bought one of these Avery tractors.
John Lee Williams, Bill's dad, remembers Avery tractors very well. Not only did he farm with one, he was a service representative for Avery in the Mid-South for about 3 years, and later had the Minneapolis Moline dealership in Marietta, Mississippi.
They was real good on fuel efficiency, and then they had a true draft hookup that worked awful well.
I found my first tractor in the early 90s up in northern Wisconsin at out on a lakeshore in a garage sale, and it came a little V, and it came with a full line of equipment, and ever after that I had quite an interest. I got involved with the Avery Club here in the middle 90s, and I enjoy it very much.
We never owned an Avery, interestingly, but our next door neighbor did, and as a child I always looked over the fence and was curious about this little Avery tractor.
Dan Thomas of Marietta, Georgia, eventually bought his own old Avery as an adult, and also recently wrote a book on the history of the company.
B.F. Avery himself got in the business of manufacturing implements in 1825. Started out as a wagon builder and farm implement builder with the old horse-drawn single mule or single horse plows, some of which you see here.
The B.F. Avery meeting in Marietta, Mississippi was more than static displays and a chance to scavenge for old parts. It was an opportunity to actually plow with an Avery. Al Sewering from Wisconsin, as well as all the other visitors that wanted to, had a turn on a 1948 model.
And it's just an old Avery 8. It needs paint. It's perfectly mechanical, shape, but it needs painting. But we just get it out and beat it up and put it back in the shed, and get it out and beat it up, put it back in the shed. And Daddy and Uncle Chad come home from World War II and bought a pair of those and farmed this place right after World War II with a pair of those.
Bill Williams' favorite old tractor on the place may be a Model 445 made by Minneapolis Moline, the company that took over B.F. Avery in 1951.
This fella called me from down in the southwest corner of Mississippi and told me about this one in '99. And I got it done in 2001. What makes this tractor unique, it's a sugarcane tractor. It's got the high axles and all. There's a lot of tractors that's tall, but this one was made for sugarcane farming.
Despite all the hardware on display at this first B.F. Avery Collectors meeting in Mississippi, these sessions are about much more than old tractors. It's a special fellowship that brought folks from all over the country to rural Mississippi in the middle of the winter.
The tractors have already been wore out a time or two and fixed back, and it's the people. That's the whole thing anyhow. You get to meet people and hear their story, and that puts the life in it. You know, the old tractors can't talk, but we have to put the words to them.
From Marietta, Mississippi, I'm Leighton Spann reporting. And if you'd like to find out more about the B.F. Avery Tractor Collectors and Associates, not only in Mississippi but around the country, call Bill Williams. His phone number is 662-728-3747, and you'll probably have to leave a message if you're calling during the day because he is an active row crop and cattle producer. So but leave him a message, give him a call. He'd love to talk with you. And that is, again, a special fellowship, a special group of folks there that came to Mississippi.
Thanks, Leighton.